I'm here in the beautiful and historic Dunbar, just out of sight over in that direction. In 1650, coming up now on 400 years ago, a legendary battle took place, known as the Battle of Dunbar. And you know, walking around here, looking up at the street names, taking in the ancient buildings and structures, beyond any doubt, you know that you're walking along the corridors of history, of what was once a mighty and prosperous place, full to the brim of proud, industrious, brilliant people, like many of the towns and cities right across the United Kingdom. Sadly, as a people, as a nation, we are but a shadow of our former selves. Our ancestors would be utterly ashamed to look upon us now, to look upon the meek, submissive society that we've become, submitting to managed economic decline, submitting our children to rainbow indoctrination, submitting to cultural degradation as well. Our music is so polluted, so poisonous to the ears. We've got so-called musicians bereft of any real talent, rapping about gang warfare and women singing about how big their arse is. But the worst submission of them all, allowing wave upon wave, boat after boat, dinghy after dinghy of illegal migrants to invade us. Not only do we allow them to arrive on our shores, we ourselves facilitate it. Our public money goes to housing them in hotels, in towns and villages, right up and down the length and breadth of the UK, endangering our own citizens in some sick, twisted humiliation ritual. Societal decline is everywhere you look, but it doesn't have to be this way. We don't need to sit back and accept it. We can sit back and accept it. We must fight back. I'm standing on a spot where Oliver Cromwell may very well have stood. He and his army faced impossible odds, under siege right here in harbour. He and his men sick, tired, malnourished, their backs against the elements. Nobody coming to save them. In fact, quite the opposite. An army of 21,000 strong, waiting on the hill to come down and slay them all. Then a miracle happened. The army on the hill, they gave up their high ground advantage, descending to confront Cromwell's force of 12,000. Instead of giving in to fear, Cromwell mustered his troops, giving them a rousing speech, telling them God is delivering them into our hands. They are coming down to us. Cromwell launched a surprise attack at 4 AM the next morning, pinning the opposing army against the steep sides of the Broxburn. Within hours, the battle was over. Cromwell's army had achieved absolute victory, killing 3,000, capturing 10,000, and incredibly only losing 30 men in the process. This is the power of a surprise attack. We must do the same. We need a dawn raid on the ballot box in 2026. We have people in this country that should not be here. These invaders must be deported en masse from John O'Groats to Land's End. They must be removed before more atrocities like Southport are committed. Back when we had a real country, we had and used batteries like the one behind me to shoot cannons at invaders. Reform are our only option now to save this country of ours. God has delivered them into our hands. We must take the advantage while we still have it. We must lay waste to the ballot box, not only in 2026 but in 2029 when the next general election is. Britain must be saved. It must be secured. It must be made safe. The time for talk is over. The time to fight back is now upon us. Follow me into battle and we will achieve absolute victory.